Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to NXT The Game Season 1, Episode 23. This is the go-home show before NXT TakeOver Brooklyn. As you all know, when I preface it, this is the cheating show that I do between pay-per-views. This is going to be multiple-man tag team matches, just a couple segments, really just trying to promote and hype up the TakeOver card. So this is always my shortest video. So let's get straight into it. Tom Phillips, Nigel McGuinness, and Steve Corino welcome us to NXT. Tom Phillips says that tonight on NXT, we're going to have one hell of a show. The camera stands with them for a while as we fade to ringside. All right. And a decent match, Curtis Axel, Aleister Black, and the Ascension drew with Mr NXT, Eric Young, and the Authors of Pain in 9 minutes when the match descended into utter chaos. All right, so a good opening match, 8-man, Axel, Mr NXT, Aleister, Eric Young, Ascension, AOP. Just kidding, guys. We'll be facing off at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn in a match aside from each other. Next, we see after the match, William Regal has his hands between Curtis Axel and Mr. NXT. He confirms that at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn, they'll face off. The winner moving up the ladder in the NXT Championship standings and placing himself in a good spot when he starts thinking about new contendership matches. So Curtis Axel and Mr. NXT added the 6th match added to NXT TakeOver Brooklyn, aside from our 2 pre-show matches that we announced last week. And in the next match, Riott and a bout that had decent wrestling but didn't have much heat, Riott and TM61 defeats SAnitY in 10 minutes when Riott defeats Nikki Cross by pinfall with a surprise cradle. So Nikki Cross of SAnitY takes the loss here tonight. TM61 will also be facing SAnitY, and Nikki and Ruby will have a one-on-one match in the pre-show at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn. All right. We're reminded now that at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn, it'll be NXT Women's Champion Peyton Royce defending her NXT Women's Championship against Candice LaRae in a non-disqualification match. She can't walk off and get disqualified. She can't get counted out. This time, she'll have to defend her championship against Candice LaRae. No disqualification. In a decent match now, Drew McIntyre and Billie Kay defeat Hideo Itami and Candice LaRae in stoppage when Hideo Itami could not continue. Drew McIntyre carried the ring in terms of performance, and Hideo Itami, just days away from NXT TakeOver Brooklyn, was unable to finish the match. What is that all about? Next, though, at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn, it will be the Ascension, Victor and Connor, taking on Paul Elling's Authors of Pain, the NXT Tag Team Champions, Akam and Razor. Also, we are lastly reminded at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn, it will be NXT Champion Bobby Roode defending his NXT Championship against Hideo Itami and Drew McIntyre. And in the main event, CROWE defeats Kassius Ohno in 13 minutes by countout. CROWE forcing Kassius Ohno outside of the ring, getting him absolutely disqualified. And CROWE of the Crow's Nest getting the victory here tonight to end NXT. But wait, we see Drew McIntyre walking down the hallway. He knocks on the door of William Regal. Regal opens and the camera zooms out to show Drew with the doctor. To show Drew has the doctor with him. The doctor asks Regal if they can talk. They both walk in as NXT fades. Alright, so this was NXT the Game. NXT The Game Season 1 Episode 23, the Go Home Show. And it's going to be time for NXT TakeOver. It's going to be time for NXT TakeOver Brooklyn when we return. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a great day. I will be posting this episode tomorrow.